Morning everyone, this is Koogler Landscaping coming at you with a review on sprayers and spreaders. Just want to take a moment first to thank all the new subscribers and viewers that we've been getting. I appreciate each and every one and hoping to grow the channel. So thank you for everything. Let's get into this. Right now, currently, I'm using an Anderson spreader. Like it pretty much. I've used probably 6 or 7 over the 41 years I've been in business. Once again, this is Koogler Landscaping. I've been solo most of the time. Did run a crew in my teens, so I have that background as well. I'm very familiar with the ins and outs of having 4 or 5 employees and bigger outfits as well as smaller ones. But mostly I'm solo, and my properties are 1/4 to 1/2 acre. Most of them are near the 1/4 acre mark. So this is what I use. So I'm familiar with the buggies and all the other different applications you can do with them. So some of the features that I look for is a nice large plastic poly hopper, 50 to 100 pounds. Usually I don't fill it up that much because it gets heavy and harder to push. But you can also fill them up a little, halfway. If you got a bigger one, you don't have to necessarily fill it up quite so full. Got a cricket in the shop, so pardon that. Like the stainless steel, the larger hopper also is good for like a grass seed, something lighter that you're applying, so you can put more in it for lighter products. Like stainless steel, so highly recommend that because most of your chemicals, fertilizers and stuff are corrosive, so anything not stainless steel won't last very long. It'll quickly rust and become inoperable. So this one is stainless steel for the most part. It has some not stainless parts on it, which are rusted and not working, as I just stated. So this one's been pretty good. It's a little overpriced. I believe I paid about $700 for this unit, approximately. So look for a nice large hopper that's durable, that's not too, it's not going to break on you because you do bump and rolls around in the trailer and truck and stuff. So one that's not, it's a more supple plastic or whatever that's got a little give to it. And then stainless steel. Also look for a larger tire, so larger diameter. I think these are about 10 inches or something, so I would like to see about 10-inch tires or bigger. 12, 13, 15-inch even would be great. These have air in them. They're not tubeless, which I find I've used tubeless wheelbarrow tires, and I find they're kind of rigid and heavy and don't roll very well. They are good at not getting flats, but what I use for most of my equipment that have tubes or air in them, I use a product that's a latex sealant, and I inject that into the tire or tube when I get a flat or before I get a flat. And that seems to help a lot on the flat department, although I don't get a lot of flats. So, and this has the grease fittings on the axles there down low there. Let's see if I can zoom in. There's one on that side, one on that side, and I think there's one up here on the shaft somewhere for that. And this does have the block off chute on the side, so if you're going near an area you don't want to apply something like a pool, you can flip that lever up here. I'll stand up here a minute and turn that off. Now something I don't like about this spreader, and I have a problem with a lot of the products anymore, the handles are kind of short and non-adjustable. And I'm also taller, I'm 6'4", so. And then also on the handle department, the angle, I would prefer these angled. I'll try to roll it up here. These are kind of straight across, which is not so comfortable, so it's a little short. I would like them angled, taper them down 3 or 4 inches. So adjustable handle would be great, and angled down slightly, 2 or 3 inches would be great. But otherwise, I've had this about 10 years. So even though it's expensive, it's been a pretty good unit. So, and for the 15 or half acre to quarter acre properties I have, it does the job. I'm only using this about 4 days a month, and then that's not all day. Them days I'm doing other things, cutting the grass and maintaining the property. So even on a day, the 4 days that I'm using it, it might be 4 hours total out of the day. So so that, you know, it's working for me. So different applications. Always think, what do you need, and can your business afford, and how many properties do you have, and what type of properties you have, you know, and that's how I judge what's applicable for me. So would for 15 properties, quarter acre to some half acre properties, do I need a $10,000 ride-on buggy? And for me, the answer is no. So I think that's it. If you have any questions on that, feel free to leave me a comment. Like I said, I've used probably 6 or 8 different brands and types, but once again, to go over it, a large poly hopper, side chutes nice, get the largest diameter tires and wide tires that you can get. It helps roll over the ground, much easier to push. Stainless steel, as I said before. So them are some of the key features. So avoid non-stainless products as much as possible, because they just simply don't hold up and last. On the, we'll switch over here to the sprayers real quick. So my latest sprayer I'm using is a Stihl SG20, and it has an external pump, which is nice. It's small, so you're not pressurizing the whole tank. So I've liked that. I wish the lid was a little more, had a handle or a grip on it, so you could get it off and on a little bit easier. Other than that, it's relatively new to me. This one's brand new. It's one of my extras. But it's a 4.75 gallon tanks, which is nice. It's about a gallon bigger than the Field King. So I've not used this one yet. It's also something new, but they both have brass ends on the sprayer, so that's nice. The plastic ones tend to get damaged, and then the spray goes left or right, which is not good if you're spraying Roundup. So these units, which a lot of them come with plastic anymore, so the brass end is very nice. And so far I'm really liking the Stihl, and I've purchased 4 of them. I use 3 of them almost every day. I'm spraying something, some weeds or bushes or Roundup or something. So that's why I have 3 sprayers. They're labeled for different things. So I keep one for Roundup, and one for my bush and insect spray, and then another one for the yard spray. And so you don't want to be careful not to mix them, and because if you don't get them cleaned out and you do try to use one for others, you're likely to get some damage at some point. So it's just not a good practice. So I keep everything separate for 3 different products. So the Roundup's separate from the bush and insect, and so that's why I have the 3 sprayers. Used quite a few of them over the years, different brands. But so what I look for again is brass tip there. I like that. It's adjustable, and then it doesn't, the spray's very consistent, so I look for that. I look for comfortable straps on it. So, and this Field King is very good in that. So they're wide, very wide straps, very comfortable on that one. This one over here, I find the steel, it's a little harsher. The pad is very hard, so I don't find that as comfortable. I think the Field King's much better. So, but I do like the way it pressurizes. The smaller cylinder there on the side, it takes fewer pumps to pressurize it, because you're not pressurizing that whole big 4 or 5 gallon tank. So that's a nice feature. The handle's very durable and thick, so very predictable in the way it pumps, and it's always in the same position. And this one I think kind of moves left and right, so which is adjustable, but at times you may bump it and then you're struggling to try to get it on. You got to push it off to the left. I just rather have them fixed in a single position like the steel. So there's my Anderson spreader. Like I said, the major complaint I would have being a taller operator is I would like a adjustable handle that might move, give you maybe 3 to 6 inches of adjustment, which would be better. And then these handles, instead of having them straight across, I'll push a little further forward, have that angled down 2 or 3 inches instead of straight out, because it's not so comfortable on your wrist when you're pushing for an hour and it's a little heavier. And so you can kind of see it back here, how straight that is. So if they were tapered down, it'd be much better. And a little longer, at least have the option to make it a little longer. Because not everybody's 5'6" or 5 foot. So other than that, it's been a good spreader, and been happy with it other than that, them 2 things. And so right there is my new go-to backpack sprayer, the Stihl SG20. I may end up putting the straps off of something else on there. Like I said, that's the major complaint with that. The straps are not very comfortable, and the Field King straps are. So that's my time on my spreaders and backpack sprayers. So thanks for watching. Hope this information has been helpful, and please share any comments you may have and tell me if there's something I've missed. I'm sure there is, and we'll address that in a future video. Thanks for watching.